Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to the Muscle of Yarn podcast. We're still here.
We are.
We've had some crazy schedules, and by we I mean me
No,
again. Still,
last
and
time.
you. We
Last
were
time was
supposed
me.
to go
I had
last
to.
week. Yeah.
Yep, I had to cover the shop, which
Yeah.
happens on occasion. So.
Yep. The couple weeks
Hmm.
before that was me. So we're here. We're still here. Um, and so this is a podcast about yarn and knitting and spinning and other things fiber related, farm stuff, weather stuff, Vermont stuff, whatever Kelly and I decide we want to talk about. And we do have an actual brick and mortar store in Shelburne, Vermont. We have an online store as well. And so, feel free to shop in either of those locations. We do curbside pickup if folks need that. And you can find the store on all social media as Must Love Yarn. And we've got a good Ravelry group. I finally got my act together and putting up the Cal information on the Ravelry group. And Instagram, Facebook. So those are the main places where we're hanging out or where you'll find some activity. And I'm Angela.
And I'm Kelly.
And you can find me out on social media, Instagram and Ravelry as a Junior Bird Kid.
You can find me on Instagram as Kelly O Spins, and you can find me on Ravelry as Kelly Spins.
And we do have podcast mascots, which I have found and corralled and have engaged in some shenanigans on Instagram. So if you're not following the Instagram account for a sort of trio of stuffed animals, you can. You too can watch slow-mo sledding vehicles videos and a Tupperware with meerkats. For
That
fun.
was epic.
It was epic. Also epic was the video I caught of Abigail
Jumping in.
jumping into the sled.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Oh, that kid.
Uh-huh.
But we do have a fourth meerkat that I spent some time talking about in the outtakes. So this is a new addition, and this little meerkat needs a name. So help us name the meerkat. I was leaning towards Lump, but we do have sort of fiber related names. So this is Gauge and Swatch and Stitch. And Lump. No, I don't know. Something. Somebody who's clever will come up with something that is lumpy and knitty, perhaps. And go with those names. We'll see what
Bobble.
happens. Bobble. Ooh.
Bobbles are kind of lumpy.
Ooh, they are lumpy. You might be
Yarn barf.
Yarn barf. Yes.
That's kind of lumpy too. What else?
I mean, you could go with like skein or cake. Because clearly the meerkat likes cake because it's lumpy.
Oh, balls.
All right. This podcast is devolving quickly. Yeah. So do we have any fun yarns to show today?
I don't have any yarns, but for the one that we talked about last time, I do have our shop sample that I can show.
Sure.
So the yarn we talked about last time was the Linnea. No, not the Linnea. We talked about the Zinnia from Barocco, and the Zinnia is mostly cotton with it's a blend. And that was the one we did as the weekly pick last time. And so we have oh yeah, that's right. I forgot you were doing it too. You're using it too. So this is Philippa. And it's a really cute little V-neck, and it's hard to see the color. So Andrea from the shop knit this as a shop sample. So there are little slubs in it, so it is textured. You can see all those little bumps in there.
Hold mine up too, because you can see the schlubs good in this color.
Yeah. Yep. Nice. So it's really cute, and this is a pattern. This is pattern support from Barocco, and it's called Philippa, and it's by Margot. And Margot works for Barocco, and she's been doing
Nice.
quite a few patterns for them. So this is really sweet little T-shirt. So if you're looking for some for a little summer knit, that would be a fun one. And I don't think it took that many skeins. I think it was like 6 of the main color and 2 of the contrast color, something like that for that size. And that was kind of like right in the medium range. I think it's probably like a 42, 44, somewhere in there. I can't remember what the sizing, how the sizing runs on that, but
Yep.
it's kind of somewhere in there, I think.
And I'm knitting Pim, which is the Amy Christopher's pattern that's in there. It's the long, like 3/4 sleeve one, with sort of the V-neck,
Nice.
pullover sweater. So it does take a little bit more yarn. But I think it'll be a nice like transition piece. Because it's a worsted. I mean, I'm knitting it on one of my
Yeah.
own sevens, but it doesn't feel like dense and heavy. Like it's a little bit of an open gauge. Um, so it should be nice.
Yeah, and I think that's probably why they have you knit it at that worsted. Because if you look at it, you'd be like, "Oh, this looks more like a DK weight yarn." But I think they don't want it because cotton has a tendency where it can get really heavy.
Yeah.
So I think they want it knit at a little bit of a lighter, looser gauge so that it won't get that kind of heavy cotton feel
Yeah.
to it. It
And
does have lovely drape to it though, which
it's
is
got
nice.
beautiful drape. And I will say I don't feel like I'm knitting with cotton when I'm knitting it.
Nice.
So however whatever they've done, like the yarn feels like it has a little bit of spring and give to it, unlike, regular cotton where it just is like knitting with steel. Sometimes it feels like. So this is not um unpleasurable to knit with. It's quite nice actually. So
Nice.
yeah.
Excellent.
Nice. So you're actually wearing some hand knits. I am not today.
I am because when I got up, it was so cold this morning. So I'm wearing my Night Path sweater. This was a
Nice.
test knit I did for Alicia Plummer, and it's hard to tell, but the main color is a medium gray, and then there's two different greens in it. There's a really dark green and a kind of a lighter lime green. And this is out of the Alphas Lopi, so it's the heavy, chunky weight Lopi. So it's super, super warm. And this morning it was good to have as a layering piece under my heavy jacket, but now I can go out without a jacket because it's like 30 degrees out. So
Yep.
there's our weather. There's Vermont winter weather in a day. We've had sun, we've had clouds, we've had some snowflakes, we've had really cold temperature. We're now above freezing or close to it. So, all in one day.
Yeah.
Like they always say, if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes.
Just wait 5 minutes. I mean, this past
Yeah.
weekend the sap was running like crazy at my house.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah. We
since
lost a
then,
lot of snow too.
yeah,
Yeah. I know next week we're gonna go straight from snow to mud season because it's supposed to be like
in the
40s
50s. Yeah.
and 50s.
Yeah. It's crazy. Oh, but so you said you had an FO.
I do. It's not a knitting FO, but it is a fiber arts FO.
I have an FO too, and it's not a knitting FO either.
Sweet.
I know, right?
you know. So my FO is a weaving pattern, and I showed it before and I was talking about it before. Um, and it is a pattern designed by Elizabeth Hill, and it's a webs pattern. And it's called the Olive Oval Scarf. And that's the pattern. That's what it looks like in their version that they did. And so I did mine, and this is my first like non-plain weave project that I decided to do. So of course I had to pick something somewhat challenging, but it was really fun.
Of
And
course.
of course, once you get it warped though, and you figure out all the terminology, it's not bad. And it's just a matter of remembering because I have a table loom, a 4 harness table loom. You have to remember what the what it would be, the treadle pattern is, which of the harnesses you're lifting. So it's not bad to do. You have to kind of mark your place as you're doing it, because otherwise, if you stop for a minute, you know, I had to take some out a few times. But I'm overall quite pleased with it. I learned a lot in doing it. Things I would do differently, things that, I learned along the way. But overall, I think it looks good. And the yarn I used Juniper Moon Farm Finley, and I used two colors that were just a regular, their commercial line, and then one that I had dyed with the avocado pits, which is the main color, which you will see in right now.
Nice. Oh, wow, Kelly.
So that's it. So I just did a twisted fringe on mine, and it came out smaller than it was supposed to, but that's my fault because,
Wow.
I
That's
probably.
beautiful.
Thank you. So I'm pretty happy with it. So the colors aren't showing up great, but this is a really deep dark purple, and
Hmm.
then that's just like a natural white, and then that's the avocado color um, that I
Gorgeous.
did. So yeah, I'm sitting kind of near the window, so it's blowing it out a
It
little bit, but
it's showing up pretty good on on my side.
yeah, good.
So
So yeah, so that it's the same on both. So, but it's pretty long.
yeah, no, that definitely looks long enough for a
It's long
scarf.
enough to wear for a scarf, but it was
Yeah.
supposed to come out. Um, I think it was supposed to come out like another 10 or so inches long. So, but I think what happened is I was using a different yarn than what they used. I didn't sample because I'm like, I'm just gonna go with it,
You've been hanging out with
right?
me.
And and I also probably beat it a little bit heavier than what they recommended to. But it's fine because I really like the finished piece, and it's big enough to wear as a scarf. So I'm
Awesome.
cool. I'm cool with that, right?
Awesome.
So
Nice.
yeah, that's my
Nice.
FO.
So I have a couple of sewing FOs because I think,
Excellent.
as I've mentioned, I've been doing a little bit more sewing
Yes.
than knitting these days. Um, and kind of, mixing it up a little bit. So, uh, I have I have headbands. They're actually
Oh, look
not
at
for
that.
me. They're for the person who would enjoy pink fabric with butterflies on them. And so these were like my test projects because knitting, sewing with knit fabric is can be challenging,
Yeah.
and you need some practice. And I have a new machine, and so I kind of wanted to get a sense of like how it was gonna handle the knit fabrics and um, whether I needed to make any adjustments. So I thought, well, I'll take some scrap fabric after I cut out the pattern and knit headbands, because if I mess it up, then it's like just a little bit of thing.
Yeah.
And if it works out, and if, it's a little wonky, it's not that big of a deal. So I ended up with two. As you can tell, the one is clearly on the stretchy and the other one is not. Other thing, knit fabrics are directional. So if you're not paying attention,
Well, and they
um,
can be different amounts of directional too, because
yeah,
sometimes they'll be like one will be a two-way stretch one way and a four-way stretch, or
yeah.
the percentages. I forget how they refer to it, but the percentages can be different. They can be really super stretchy one way and a little bit stretchy the other way, and then sometimes they're stretchy.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is
You know
super
what I'm
stretch.
saying?
Yeah, this is super stretchy one way, not really stretchy at all the other way. So this one actually still fits the little head. This actually, I can wear this one because it stretches so much. But anyway, so those were fine, and I didn't have any issues with them. Because what I really wanted to make was a little skirt
Oh, that's
for
cute.
Little Miss Girl. And I thought, well, a skirt will be fine because it's just like a couple of seams, and the that I still have to hem it. But don't you know that I didn't have any problems on those, and then I go to sew the inside seams here, and like my machine was just like eating the fabric, and it was getting
Oh
like
no.
sucked down into the into the needle plate and all of that stuff. I mean, no, that's not. I think I managed to cover all of those spots up with with this part, um, which is good because I almost threw my sewing across the room.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it was really weird, and I'm like, I did the test. It's like gauge swatches, right? Like I did my gauge swatch and it's not working.
Uh-huh.
But I took a breather and stepped away from it for a little bit and
Yeah.
managed to finish this part, and I just need to do the hem. Um,
Nice.
Trying to decide if I want to mess around with the twin stitch needle that I got and, do something like that, or if I just want to like, nope, do a basic hem on it. And, if my seams were a little neater, I might be like, nope, we're just not even going to finish the bottom because with knits, you don't even have to. So there's that too. It might go that direction.
Oh.
So anyway, so that I've been working on that sewing. I've been working on the sewing for the knit along, and I just totally blanked because I don't have any show notes because I'm a very bad podcaster of what the name of the pattern is that we're doing the knit along for. I have all this stuff up here with me, and now I can't. Hang on.
Summerfield, Summerfield,
Summerfields. I
Summerfield.
believe that is correct.
I haven't started mine.
Um, well, I figured that I probably should if we're doing a knit along.
I know. Well, then I meant to send you a message and be like, "Are we really doing this?" And then I didn't, and I didn't start mine either because
I don't know. I opened up a thread like 5 days late from this original start date, so I may be doing a knit along of one with Summerfields. Um, but I have. Hang on, this is right? Yep, that's right side. Okay, I have the sewing
oh, that's fun.
part all done.
Look at you go.
I, the hardest part was taping the pattern together.
I have mine down on my work table, but
It took me, I'm pretty sure it took me longer to tape that pattern together and cut it out than it did to like sew this part together. So Summerfields is a sewing and knitting pattern. So you sew the bottom of the tank top, and then I'm going to pick up stitches along both the top and the bottom, and I'm going to knit the rest of the tank.
yeah, it's a really cool idea.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of, fun way to combine the two crafts.
Mm-hmm.
Really. So that's my bottom piece is done.
Excellent. That's really cute fabric.
Thank you. I actually got it at Joann's.
Did you?
They have an okay batik section at times, and the colors just spoke to me because it was kind of a interesting. It's like grays
Yeah.
and blues, and there's actually some like rust color mixed in there as well.
Nice.
I think. See, it looks better in person. I'm not as sold. I was thinking gray, but holding it up there like that, I'm not so sure.
Hmm. Yeah, it's a warm gray.
Yeah. It almost needs like the Quince and Co gray. There's like they have
Hmm.
that like really light, almost whitish.
They have
I'm
one called Iceland that's like a white blue. It's like actually
I think
leans
that's
like almost a soft blue.
I think that might be the one I'm thinking of. So I might have to I'm not sure this is gonna work. This one looks the best just sitting out, but on the screen it doesn't actually look that nice next to the blues.
Hmm.
So I don't know if it's a camera thing or if it
It's so funny. So it doesn't to me it looked because the fabric leans so much on the cooler side, it
Mhm.
almost looks tan
Oh.
to
Uh,
me on my screen.
yeah, this is a gray.
Huh. And once you said gray, I was like, "Oh, I guess I can see that as being like a warm gray."
All three of these are gray.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm. Of course, I could probably also poke around in my stash a little bit, and I might be surprised that I have some sort of blue or
I was
off
gonna
white,
say,
some other
I could
color.
see you having some blues that could work probably too.
I should probably do that first before I come into the store. You all know me. I won't. Just go to the store and buy more yarn. Um, but yeah, so that one's coming along. So that was kind of a sanctioned sewing project. Progress. And the knitting part on that tank isn't a huge amount. So once I settle on the yarn, assuming I can get the yarn in through the fabric, because that could be a little fiddly.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I don't know why you couldn't, if you had to, if you didn't want to fuss with that, you could probably just sew it on after.
that's true.
You could just
That's
do a regular cast on and then um and then you could just, either hand stitch it on after, or I mean, you could machine sew it. You'd probably see it more if you machine sewed it though. So,
it's, probably. I'm gonna try to follow their pattern and just see.
yeah.
It's a fingering weight yarn. It tells you to use a really sharp, like darning needle.
Mhm.
So
I know, the dogs.
so funny. It's totally possible that I turned in my chair and she heard my chair
Mhm.
or the
Well,
chair. Well,
the wind just actually started picking up here, so I'm surprised that my dogs haven't started in yet again because of the wind. Because
sorry, everybody.
somebody might be here because of the wind.
Like the dog barking episode. Sorry, everybody.
I know.
Been working on anything else?
Not much. I've been carding some of my wool, getting some of that ready. I've had a couple people inquire about some spinning fiber, so I wanted to get some ready to go.
Hmm.
I might leave it just in bat form because some people don't mind spinning from bats, and then in that case, then I would have some ready to go, no problem. So, um, and then I started a new weaving project too. Bob said that he would like a herringbone scarf. So, um, and he's not sure on the colors of it yet. So I actually just use some of my fingers, just a little bit of my fingering weight yarn. That's the nice thing
Just
with weaving, it just eats it right up. So I actually used an entire skein and just warped my loom with that
nice.
and use up a whole skein to warp it. And it'll make like, like a 6 inch, probably 6 to 8 inch wide scarf. And I'm just practicing with doing a little bit of herringbone. Um, with some other yarn that I
Nice.
had. So, and it'll end up being a scarf for me or a scarf that I give away to somebody or something. But
Well, the Scouts are apparently going to do a silent auction. So if you want to donate it in for Scoutness,
okay,
Scout
I'll
fundraiser.
keep it in mind.
Just saying.
Um so I've been doing that a little bit. I haven't worked on that recently. I actually, it was funny, I one knit group night, because I host knit groups on Wednesday nights. One knit group night I was warping it, and then the next knit group night I think I was on my warping board. I was getting the warp ready, and then I think I was actually putting it on the loom the next time. So
Nice.
that
Nice.
was funny. So that's what I do, because I've got, a couple hours there where I'm just kind of chatting with everybody
Yep.
um, and hosting knit group. So that's the time, the night of the week when I usually get the most of a bigger project like that done. So
Yep. Nice.
yeah.
So I started Spark.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Because you sent me the picture.
I'm currently on my third sleeve.
You don't know this, but Angela has extra
I
appendages.
have another arm in the middle of my back. No, I'm just kidding. And I'm not knitting a third sleeve because of a gauge issue. I'm knitting a third sleeve because of a color issue. So I'm using Cece's wool, her Jacob's wool as the main color. So this is a really beautiful, like tan brown, darker brown, gray color. Um, and see, you can really see it in that
Oh,
one.
wow, you really can. Yeah.
Yeah. So the contrast color that I got was some Feederbrook Farm yarn, and it was one of their mill ends. So I knew, it's not the same as buying like 3 or 4 skeins of the same like colorway, because you could end up with a bunch of odds and ends. And that I was okay with that. I knew this was going to be a super colorful sweater, and it was fine until I actually started knitting it, right? And this point right here, so this is all fine, right? Like this all makes sense if you're looking at it in person. Those are the normal color transitions. And then there was a
Mhm.
hard break in the yarn
Mm.
where the yarn was knotted. And so I just ended the knot and kept going because I was only kind of like half paying attention to what was happening with the colors. And so I don't like the way it looks. Uh,
Yeah. Because even if you wanted the sleeves to match, there's no way you'd be able to really get that
no,
close.
I mean, I may have been able to get kind of close, but I don't like that hard color transition right there.
Yeah.
Um, maybe if I would have started with this color
Mm.
and gone, it would have been okay because it would have been still lighter, 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 but it's just this hard.
Yeah.
It's too harsh for me. So I was trying to figure out how to fix it, and did I want to rip it back and try to re-knit like with this direction up and then kind of closely match on the other sleeve, using this one, which would kind of work. Um, and I I kind of just got to the point where I was like, I don't think I want to fiddle with this. And I love these colors, and I think the yarn is beautiful, and I will use it for
Yeah.
something else. Maybe it'll just be like another shift, or something like that, because it's gorgeous yarn and it's really nice to work with. So I popped into the store because that's what one does when they need yarn. And I opted to pick up some desert. I think does a desert sky, the worsted
Painted
painted painted desert
painted sky for the
painted
worsted weight.
sky.
Yeah. Painted desert's the fingering weight.
And so I decided to pick up that, and I think this is like the Merlot colorway or um, something. So it's a lot more subtle.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, that one doesn't transition as much as some of them. It's kind of a
yeah,
monochromatic one.
which
It's pretty
which
though.
is
That's really
okay.
pretty.
I love the way it's playing with the gray
Yeah,
brown.
I do too. That's really
Um,
pretty.
so I'm super happy. I'm super happy with the choice. I need to rip out this other sleeve. So I have one sleeve in the now purple all the way done, and I have the cuff on the third/second sleeve, where it's just about ready to start in on the color work. But yeah, I'm so much happier with that purple contrast color. Um, and the uh, and the feeder book will just it'll be something else. Maybe it'll be a hat, or like I said, maybe I'll knit a shift out of it because I could use it. It's the mill ends are big skeins. They're like 520 yards of that yarn. So I probably have enough with what's here to knit a shift just out of the feeder book yarn. So
Nice. Yeah. Yeah,
I might
those
do
did
that.
have good yardage. I've got some when I went to Rhinebeck, oh gosh, it was probably at least well, it wasn't last year. Um it was probably 2 or 3 years ago now. It was probably 3 years ago when I got the yarn that I got from them. I can't remember. I don't know. But actually got some that I was intended to use as a shift, but I haven't used it yet. I don't
Yep.
know. I want to do that same cardigan. I want to do it with hand spun as my,
Your
but
contrast
I
color.
haven't. Yeah,
Yeah, that would be
I haven't done
gorgeous.
that yet because I've got actually have a number of different ones that was going to put together in like a scrappy sweater.
Mm,
So I was actually thinking of either doing it in that sweater where I have a solid and that I'm using that, or in her shift sweater that she did, the one that where
yep.
it blends all the way up through. I don't know. As long as my dogs don't start barking too, because then we'll both be on mute and then you'll have more to cut out. Oh, Ella.
Like Barky McBarky pants.
Yeah, that was Winnie all morning. She was barking nonstop. Anytime a truck would go by, a tractor would go by, the wind blew the wrong way.
I think it's the wind here
Yeah,
because it's the only thing that's happening out there other than she's very interested in looking at me with sad eyes like she wants to go outside.
yeah.
You can wait till I'm done. I'm almost done.
Bob's making me a spare cup of tea.
Nice.
I know. He was making one and I saw him making tea and I held up my cup. I drink too
Yes.
much tea sometimes, but he asked me if I wanted wine too.
Mm, that's up
Not
next for
not
me.
yet. Yeah.
So a little early. I
It's
got
a
like
little
maybe
early
another
for me.
hour
Yeah.
to wait for
I
wine.
still have to do barn chores and stuff, so I think I'll skip the wine right now.
Probably for the best.
hmm
So those are the projects I've been working on.
Nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
I know I should have taken a picture at least of my new weaving project that I've got going on. I didn't, but it's not that far along. Although it doesn't take long for weaving. Once you've got your loom warped, you can kind of move along pretty quickly with it. So,
Yep.
and then the pattern I'm doing right now is really easy. So, um, that's nice for that too. So I don't really have to think a lot about it. But
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
Um so we have a fun event coming up.
we do have a fun event coming up. Yeah. So Katie Sullivan, who is um, the farmer and owner of Clover Works Farm, which is way up in the Northeast Kingdom. She also has bobolink yarns,
Okay.
and I'll talk a little bit about that because it was a really cool concept that she came up with. But her farm, she raises blue-faced Leicester and border Leicester sheep, and she's kind of just getting into the thick of lambing now. And she's on Instagram and Facebook. So if you want to see, she's been posting some lammy pictures of
Nice.
lately. So, but she reached out to me and asked if we wanted to do kind of a fun from the barn event. Uh, because it's been a long winter and people haven't been able to get out and do things that they normally would. So I thought that was just a great idea. So we're doing a from the lamb barn live event on March 20th at 1 o'clock. And it's going to be Katie kind of talking about all things sheep and lambs, and you can ask questions. It's a Facebook Live event. I don't know if I said it was through Facebook Live, but we've got all the link information. So you can either check out our social media, because I just did a post yesterday, or you can go right to our website, and on the very front homepage, I made a big tile that says live event from the lamb barn. And you can just click on that and it'll take you to the information page, and that'll also have the link so that you can go sign up on Facebook for it so that you'll get the reminder when that goes live.
Yep.
Uh, so Katie started Bobolink Yarns a while ago. Gosh, trying to remember. It's been, I think, a couple years now that she's been doing it. Last year or the year before that she started it. But she realized that there was a lot of wool in the state of Vermont that wasn't meeting its full potential. So a lot of the farmers that raise sheep for dairy or for meat or for whatever they're raising it for. If they're not raising it in particular for wool, for the fiber, then a lot of that wool just either gets composted, gets thrown out, gets, it just kind of sits, because it's in the long run ends up being less expensive for the farmer just to get to throw it away than to do anything with it. The price that the big wool pools are paying for wool are cents on the dollar, so it's not even cost effective for them to drive it to where they're picking up for the wool pool and get the money for that, because it's more expensive to spend the money on the fuel to take it to the where the wool pool is being collected. So, um, and some people just don't have time with the farms too to take that time away. So Katie actually started reaching out to farms that she knew had some of the yarns that would be ideal, or the wool that would be ideal for yarns, and started looking at fleeces, started buying up fleeces and paying the farmers a fair price for the fleeces for what she knew she could, process them and get them in return the yarn and sell the yarn for, and market the yarn and that kind of thing. So it was kind of a win-win for everybody. This great yarn is wool is being turned into yarn that can then be a Vermont product, a value added product for the farms. And so she's got this line of yarns, and she has done a great job with it, and she is dyeing it herself too. So it's not just the solid natural farm colors, there are those as well, but a lot of it is dyed. And she's doing kits. Her mom has been writing some patterns, and they've been kitting it up and making some really sweet little kits. We've got some hat kits in the store that are really cute, some mittens kits. So anyway, so that weekend, the 20th, we're going to be uh, talking to Katie. She's going to be answering questions from people. You can type in your questions and she'll answer them. And we're also going to have a sale on all of our Bobolink yarns. So we stocked it when she reached out to us and told us what she was doing, and if we wanted to stock it in the shop, and we said absolutely, because we really like supporting the local farms. We do anyway. We've got a lot of the local farm yarns in our shop. So we jumped on board as soon as she mentioned it to us, and so all of our Bobolink yarns will be 15% off starting the 19th and going through the 21st.
Nice.
So there's going to be no coupon code needed. I'm just going to do an automatic discount. So if you buy any of the yarns or kits, they're automatically going to be 15% off. But we hope that you can join us for that fun event. I think it's going to be really fun. Katie is super knowledgeable about everything sheep. So, she's been doing it for quite a while, and so
Nice.
I think it is going to be a really interesting event. So
And I think as a little teaser, they're doing the yarn for
that's
the
right.
April Seasons of Vermont box as
That's
well.
right.
So it's kind of a nice lead in and tie in to the April box that's going to be released. And if you haven't wandered over and seen the February box, I would recommend you do it. It's beautiful. It's got yarns, self-striping yarn from Michelle at Woolens and Nosh, which is a
Hmm.
gorgeous. It's got a fabulous project bag, um, and a bunch of other goodies. And will say for our next box that's coming up, we have heard some of the feedback, and so we are going to be offering a couple different options
Hmm.
for folks trying to be price sensitive, and allow people to still participate.
And
So
stash sensitive, because not
stash
everybody
sensitive.
needs a bag.
Yeah.
That was the big thing, is like a lot of people are like, I already have a bag. I have lots of bags. And the nice thing with doing the yarn and pattern pairing is, you've got something
Mhm.
ready to go that is a project that you can work on or tuck away for later, and but it'll be ready for you to work on paired up like that. um, but we're not going to neglect the tasty treats and things like that, because a lot of
Right.
people said that they
Really
kind of
enjoy
wanted
them.
some of that
Yes.
fun stuff too. So
Yes.
yeah, so we're probably going to talk about it more
Yeah. We're
before
gonna
that box
mix it up
release.
a little bit
But
next time.
yeah. Um, oh my gosh. But speaking of woolens and Nosh, did you
Okay.
see Wing and a Prayer Farm? Tammy posted for Jubilee's birthday, which is on the 14th.
Mhm.
She's doing that big birthday bash. Did you see the cookies that Michelle
I saw
made for
that.
it?
Crazy.
They
They're
were
so
amazing.
gorgeous.
They were amazing, yeah, and all of the other little goodies that are going into that. She sold out of those birthday bash boxes that she had
Oh,
put together.
I bet.
I mean, I wouldn't down it, but yeah,
Yeah, that's amazing.
I know.
So,
It looks like it's gonna be a really cute, fun event, so,
yeah.
yeah.
Yep. So, you guys, you gotta help me because I don't need any more yarn. I have lots of Michelle's yarn already,
So
and I'm
Ange doesn't wanna buy all the
super
February one.
tempted to buy some February
It
yarn.
is really beautiful.
So please help me by
I should have
buying
went and grabbed one
boxes.
of those again, but, yeah, it's the really pretty it's like the pinks
Super
and reds
gorgeous.
and creams and then it has that really bright pop of turquoise for the
Yes.
for the mini skein.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
really cute.
And don't
Jen
for oh,
did that
sorry.
cowl too, which is
Yeah, it was gorgeous. And don't forget, new this year, we're doing a enamel pin series. So each box has an enamel pin. Last year we did note cards. So
mhm.
so that's sort of the new
Yeah,
setup
and we
this
have
year.
had people ask if we were gonna have the enamel pins available, and the answer is yes, on their own, and or, we might do like a collection at the end of the year once
Hmm.
we have all of them too. Um, that's another thing we have to decide when we're gonna release them as individuals, but we will do that and get back to you guys because I have
Yep.
had a few people ask about that. So,
Yes. So there may be some opportunities to purchase some of these things in the future.
yeah,
Um, as a different type of collection. But yes, so go take a look at Michelle's and our February seasons of Vermont and look forward to the one that's going to come out in April. So
yeah, yeah. Because Katie's some of her yarn that she's well, actually, all of it is really it's really cool to know that it's getting a new life as yarn,
yeah,
and that she really wanted to help out the farmers and help out the local yarn stores too because she wanted to make a yarn that we could have in the store and that was a Vermont yarn and because we do sell a lot of other Vermont yarns but you know it's neat. She's doing a lot of legwork to make it happen.
yes,
She's a very talented go-getter kind of kind of person. So we definitely appreciate all the hard work that she's got going on. So check out the Bobolink yarns on our website or check out their website. I did put links on our information page on our website to both Bobolink and Clover Works Farm.
nice,
So you can check that out and know that that's the yarn that we're going to be doing in April. So, but you'll be able
nice,
to get a sneak peek of behind the scenes working of the
yeah,
farm. And Katie might even show some. Actually, in one of the pictures, there's a picture of her skirting some of the fleeces in her barn. And Tammy was like, "Wow, that's a great skirting setup." I'm like, "I know, I'm really jealous." To be able to
nice,
have a nice big space like that to skirt, it's great.
nice, awesome. We have virtual knit groups
You do.
on Sunday afternoon and Wednesday evening.
And I have to do a shout out for one of our virtual knit group members.
Okay,
She's local to us and she has been into knitting cowls. She knits them in
mhm,
a tube and then I taught her how to do the Kitchener. She sort of knew how to do the Kitchener, but she came in last year and we sat down and then we walked through doing the Kitchener and she got it. She's a brilliant young woman and she she's designed her first cowl and put it up on Ravelry.
awesome,
So I thought I would share that with you guys. It is a free pattern. She's working on another one right now that's lovely, and I hope she should sell the next one. Give everybody a taste with this first free one, and then sell the next one. So Lex, if you're
nice,
listening, that's just my advice.
nice.
So the cowl is called the Rosy Cozy Cowl, and it's color work, and she really enjoys doing the color work cowls, and the one that she's doing now, that's really stunning. It's in blues. It's really lovely. Um, is going to be great. But anyway, the Rosy Cozy Cowl is really lovely, and it's like I said, free pattern on Ravelry. And it's Lex by Lex. Lex Alvashir is the designer's name, and it's knit with 2 colors of Malabrigo. She's loves her Malabrigo. It's Malabrigo Rios, and it's knit with size 6 needles, and you just need 1 skein of each color. If you wanted to make it
Nice.
bigger, she does have a note that you probably would need an extra skein, especially if your main color, you need an extra skein to make it longer, because she made it fit fairly close to the neck, so it's like a really super warm, because it's going to be that double layer fabric, actually even more because of it being color work. But she loves that you can don't have to worry about catching your floats, because it's all the floats are
On the
enclosed
inside.
within the tube. Yeah. So
Nice. To go check
yeah.
that out because I
So
don't know anybody that has a bunch of fingering weight yarn laying around.
no, it's worsted weight.
A worsted.
Worsted weight. Yep, it's the Rios.
Well, I probably have some of that too.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you have, just a skein of each color of yarn, of a worsted weight full skein, like a 200-yard skein.
Nice.
Yeah. So I thought that was fun, and I wanted to share it for Lex, because she does some really lovely stuff. She's been cranking out those cowls like crazy, and she never keeps any of her stuff. She's always making her stuff for her friends. So
Nice.
I know. So I thought that was really sweet, and just thought I would give her a shout out, because I thought it
Awesome.
was nice. So
Excellent.
yep.
Excellent. So I don't know. Do we have any other?
I was just going to say, if people that are watching aren't part of Knit Group and want to join, they can just send us an email, and we'll give them the login for Zooms.
Yeah, we don't have the Zoom stuff out on the intertubes. So we don't have crap
Spammers
flashers
and
and
weird
yeah.
things going on. We've got a great group. It's usually the Wednesday night. I usually don't get to sit in on the Sunday ones. Jen runs the Sunday ones, but the Wednesday night ones, we always have a nice group. We have anywhere between 8 and 12 people usually, sometimes more, sometimes less. It's hard time of night for some people. So, and people kind of jump in when they can. So, we've got kind of a core group of regulars who are there pretty much all the time, and they'll usually do both the Wednesday and Sunday group. And then we've got some people that kind of pop in, when they remember it and when they've got some time and want to sit and knit with us. So, or spin with us, or weave with us, or crochet with us, or whatever. Just hang out. We've got some people who have done some, hand stitching and embroidery and cross stitch, and it's just kind of a fun group to hang out with, and we all chit chat and have a good time. So
Nice. Nice. Fun.
yeah.
I've been on a few times. The 5 to 7 time frames very challenging for me.
I know usually when I start it, I'm out doing chores in the barn. And I'm letting people in between, pouring grain into the bowl over here and watering over here. Oh, look, somebody else needs to get in the room. So everybody knows that. And then I come in for as soon as I get done chores, I'll pop it back into the meeting. So
Sounds about right.
I'm like, what I miss?
Exactly. Exactly. So nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, I think thanks for hanging out with us. This is probably gonna load overnight Friday, so you guys will see it tomorrow morning, Saturday morning. We've had to make a few adjustments to our schedules just to try to connect. But we're still here,
We are.
still plugging along.
Yep.
Someday we'll get to be back on the couch and
Yeah.
podcast together.
They're opening up more and more vaccination
Mhm.
groups all the time.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
we're hanging in there like everybody else. And
Exactly. Exactly. Um, so I don't think I have anything else. Hopefully everybody's safe and doing well. And happy crafting, happy knitting, crocheting. Happy just hanging out for an hour with us or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We hope everybody else is doing well. And it's meteorological spring now, and regular spring will start on the 20th, which is our live from the lamb barn event, which we thought would be a great way to kick off the first day of spring with fun little bouncy lambs.
It'll be fun. I am
It'll be really
excited.
fun.
We'll
Yeah.
try to remember to record the session and then we can post it later.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be fun. So yeah. So we've got that all going on, and I
Awesome.
think I think it'll be fun. And we've got the Seasons of Vermont box in April, and we'll kind of keep you updated to all the other stuff we've got going on when we get there.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, until next time, whenever that is. Hopefully sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see y'all soon.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Go away, little thing. Go. Shoot.
All right. So we're recording now. We did not start recording early enough for me to capture Kelly's reaction to my latest meerkat in the meerkat collection. So Mr. and Mrs. Meerkat, who is ginormous, by the way, as you can see, very large, is probably going to need a name.
Mega cat.
Mega cat. I was considering lump, but I'm not really sure if that's appropriate. It's like, isn't that a Presidents of the United States song or that? Lump, lump. Anyway. So this is what's called a warmie. And it's like a hot pad, so you can put the meerkat in the microwave. Kelly and I were just having a debate as to whether that was animal abuse. So it's like a little hot pad, and you can just sit it on you or like snuggle it with you. They also make things like neck warmers, and I have one of those, and that's what I use. I got this because it was like a meerkat, and that's what I wanted it for. Within 30 seconds of this coming into my house, Abigail has already absconded and claimed it. So I'm like, you stole my meerkat. She's like, no, it's still yours. I'm just using it. That's what she tells me. She's been sleeping with it at night,
Aw.
walking around, snuggling him, rocking him to sleep. It's very adorable.
Aw.
So anyway, so we have a new meerkat that needs a name.
He's big enough he could wear like a preemie sweater.
That is probably true. Though he's very soft. Like it's like that
Mm,
super soft because it's meant to be like cuddly.
yeah.
So he may not, they, whatever, were, anyway. So my friend Catherine, who has the boutique, she got these in. I sometimes get advance notice when she's ordering, and she's like, "You want a meerkat?" And I was like, "Yes."
Oh my God, that is too funny.
Yeah. I may or may not have unicorn hugger ones, so they have like that are two that hug together,
Oh my God.
for Abigail for Easter, but she hadn't
Oh,
seen that yet, so
thank goodness.
I know. I hid them away, but she stole the meerkat like immediately. So funny.
That's funny.
So funny.
Oh boy.
So that's what's been happening at my house.
The weather has been schizophrenic here, so everybody knows we always talk about the weather. So I'm going to talk about the weather for a little while because it has been all over the place.
Lunacy.
It's been up, it's been down, it's been snowing, it's been raining, it's been sunny, it's been 40, it's been 5
20
below.
below with the wind chill.
Yeah, yeah. It was cold this morning. I just went out and checked for eggs and let the chickens out because this morning it was like, I don't know, 9, 10, and with the wind chill, it was really cold.
Yeah.
I don't even know. It was like in the single digits, if not below 0 with the wind chill this morning when I got up. Oh, here comes UPS, so my dog is gonna bark like crazy, so I'll probably go on mute in just a second.
That's okay. I'm gonna open this door because the other people in my house just left, and I want to make sure the dog doesn't eat something. Um, but apparently I just muted myself. Oh my God, we're like, what's going on? Here we go. We're like a hot mess over here today. You're having to go on mute because your dogs are barking. I just accidentally muted myself. Like, we're doing good. Kelly's gonna be right back. I'm gonna keep talking. About we could keep talking about the weather. It's been very weird, super weird. Um,
So he's still here, but so we have a long driveway and it's nice and big at the end, so if they have to, like, sort packages or something, they sit in our driveway and
yeah,
do it.
and then your dog keeps losing her mind.
And yeah, and so the thing is too, we had 2 packages that were coming. They're coming from 2 different places. So he found one of them, but I think he's looking for the other one.
Nice.
So
Nice. Well, I'm gonna cut out a huge section in the middle here because it's literally just me. Like, I don't know what to talk about. I'm gonna sit here by myself and just,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And then my doggy came in. No, go
Aw,
away.
how's she doing?
She's loving life because somebody's home all the time.
Mm, yeah.
My husband's still working from home, so somebody's always here. So when that changes, we'll probably have to make some adjustments. She's
Yeah.
will not do well.
Yeah, that'll be a hard adjustment.
Hmm.
Yeah.
She's got like crazy separation anxiety. Like you can already see her. Like if she thinks people are getting ready to leave and she's
Mm,
not going, she gets frantic. Um, and so I and she won't settle. So because our other people have left, even though I'm here, she'll be really like jumpy and on edge. So like if the wind blows, she may start barking just because she's on guard. Yep.
yep, I get that.
Yep. So I don't know. I guess we'll deal with it when it happens.
Yeah, that's a
Likes,
tough one.
likes. Oh my God, did I just mute myself again?
No, I can hear you.
Oh, that's weird. What is going on with my volume controller? My cord's on a different side on this computer. So
Oh, gotcha.
anyway, you have bad breath. What have you been eating? Oh my God. Go lay down. No, go lay down. See, this is a fun outtakes at home, like all kinds of distractions and other weird stuff. And it's totally possible that we could have a cat appearance, but I'm pretty sure that this time of the day they're pretty much sleeping and not like up moving around.
Yeah, I
Cat
think our cat is probably downstairs
cat
in with my
slugs.
husband.
Cat slugs. They're usually the two cats are
Hmm.
usually upstairs and one of them sleeps on our bed and then the other one sleeps on the dog's bed that's upstairs. So cats are weird. They're so weird.
They are kind of funny.
Um, all pets are weird. Humans are weird too. We're all weird. So if anybody's tracking the nail situation, if teal and silver sparkles,
Nice.
yep,
Nice.
yep.
I don't have any on still because my nails have been in really bad shape. They're actually doing better now, but like a lot of them broke. Like this one broke today, and that one broke the other day. So
Oh, and it's so dry.
yeah, it is.
Yeah, yep,
Yes, it is.
yeah.
So I don't have any fun nails to show. I do have an FO because I don't think I showed it. I didn't show my scarf, did I?
I
Last
don't
time?
know. I think it was in progress. I know I was trying to
Oh,
remember if I had told the story of sliding into the ditch when we podcast last time, or if that has happened since we podcast last.
I know. I think
If
I
you
think
know
we
about it, we must have talked about it.
yeah, I think we did. Did we?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Short recap. If I didn't talk about it in the last podcast, I got sucked off into the ditch on a soft shoulder.
Oh yes, we did.
Yes, we
We
did
did
talk
have.
about it. Yeah,
But
okay.
but did we talk about it because I saw you at the store,
Mm,
or did we talk about it because of the podcast?
I have no idea.
Hmm.
I have no idea. I will say, as an update,
I think we did talk about it on the last podcast.
I think we
Yes,
did too.
we did. Yeah.
Every time we turn onto that road to drive, I hear from the back seat from my 4-year-old, "Mommy, make sure you drive carefully because we don't want to end up in the ditch again." Like,
You got a great little backseat driver
I know.
then.
I'm like, great, thank you. Yes, I will be careful.
That's funny.
Yeah. 20 years from now, it will be, "Hey, Mom, remember when you got pulled into the ditch because you weren't paying attention?" Even though that's not actually what happened, but okay.
Yeah. But that's what they're gonna remember, so.
Yeah. Anyway. Oh, there she is.
Ella. Hi, Ella Bobella. Can you hear me? I hear your ear. I see your ears moving. I bet you can. Dogs are so good.
I made eye contact. That's actually what happened. So, no,
Yeah.
go lay down.
Oh boy.
Right. Well, should we get things started?
We can. Oh wait, I can give you because I haven't told you. Jen found out because she was on knit group the other night. But I had the vet come because I've had sheepy eye issues, and I wanted to make sure that I was getting it cleared up fine, and that was going along good. But since I had the vet there, I had her do pregnancy checks on my 2 ewes.
You're gonna have babies. Are both of them or just one?
So one for sure she could see.
Okay.
The other one she's pretty sure is as well. Because there were signs that looked like it, but she couldn't see any active embryos. But that may have been because of, she's a big ewe and she was kind of bigger for those, and we were holding her a little differently too. So we'll definitely have some from at least one of them. And I know.
It's so exciting.
Yeah, they do they do much of their growth in the last like 4 to 6 weeks. The embryos do. So we're actually I'm having them sheared on Monday, so next week, and so they'll be ready for lambing.
So exciting. I saw Cece had first lamb showed up for her already. So
I know. I've been watching it. I follow so many farms on Instagram and some on Facebook, and so it's kind of fun to see all the different farms that are getting there. They're either starting or getting ready for it. So
awesome. And in fact,
yeah,
we have an event coming up
we do.
around
Yep.
this. So we'll
Yeah.
save that for the main part of the podcast.
Yeah, because I've got
Um,
all the details I can pass along to everybody. So
excited. So
yeah.
all right, well, let's get this showboat on the road. I'm gonna take my glasses off because I'm tired of looking at the glare, actually. Computer screen glare. Looking back at me is a little odd. Awkward. All right. Ready?
I am ready.